All right, JJ.
Hey Chuck, how you doing?
Doing good. How you doing?
Oh, not bad, not bad. It was coach said you guys put on some pads today. What was that like?
It was good. It was a good first day for both offense and defense. Nothing too crazy, just a little thudding up, going to the ground, making sure we keep each other safe. But it's always good to have that speed of the game and just add a little aggressiveness to it.
It looked like we were out there earlier in the week. It looked like there's a lot of guys on the field. Coach says there's 3, maybe 4 deep at different teams. What's it like, going through with all those guys?
Oh, it's good because at the end of the day, we all go to push each other, and we always make sure, the next guy up has to be just as good as the first guy. The opportunity switches up really quickly. Football is a really dangerous sport, and unfortunately, injuries do happen. So, it just gives us the opportunity to be able to have that depth that we need.
How do you feel like the depth is at your position? Is it you think there's more than this time last year?
It's roughly the same. At the end of the day, biggest thing for the Will backers is it's just a very it changes a lot, especially as the season goes on, just as far as what our responsibilities are, what we have to do more of or less of, or the techniques that we have to play. We're doing everything from pass rushing to playing the run to dropping back in coverage. So it's a big deal, and I think with my position, DQ is doing a great job. He's making sure that he's trying to remain healthy and just trying to bounce back. I'm just trying to make sure I lead the way correctly and just, make sure I do what I'm supposed to do. And we're all doing what we're supposed to do.
Do you work with the new linebackers coach?
No, sir.
You more with the D-line coach, right?
We have our own specific coach, Coach Drago.
Okay, sounds good. And then you were one of 12 guys who decided to come back as a super senior. What were some of the reasons you made that decision?
Biggest thing was just being able to just weigh the goods with the bads, the ups and the downs of the whole situation. Being able to, speak with my creator about it, speak with my family, speak with the coaches, and just make a very good informed decision before, just jumping the gun to either leave or stay. It was a very calculated decision, and it was just something that the ones around me felt like was a good idea, as well as myself.
Well, I'm curious, what were some of the, I guess, negatives, just not being able to have a pro day and kind of the things with the pandemic?
It was a lot. It was a lot that went into it. Not being able to have a pro day, or even if we did have a pro day, not being able to have the full amount of teams be able to come out. I believe that this was the year that had the most underclassmen declare ever. So that was another big deal. Position-wise, I want to try and get my ranking up a little higher position-wise in the nation, just being able to, show what I really can do and show that, I can play on that next level.
Okay, Greg.
Chuck, to what extent did you talk to some of the other guys, the other seniors on your team who are facing the same decision about what they were going to do, and how did that factor in for you, if at all?
I spoke to some of my teammates as well as other guys around the country that I'm good friends with, and I know some really good players that stayed back. Like I said, it was just a very rocky situation with COVID and all that type of things happening. A lot of guys declaring. It was just a lot that went into it, and everybody just tried their best to make a good informed decision, just to be able to come back and be able to help this team even more than we did last year.
Yeah, and was it a little bit easier because of the success you had last year to know you're kind of coming back into a situation that looks pretty promising for next season?
Most definitely, but at the end of the day, football is football. Got to come and bring it every week. My biggest goal is just coming in every day and just picking one thing to work at and just get better and better at those things, and just allowing to. I'm happy that Coach Traylor allows me to uplift the rest of the team and use my experience and just my voice to be able to help out the rest of the team, because at the end of the day, it starts with us. It starts with how we approach everything, and I'm really proud and really happy with how we've been going through this entire off season, as well as these first couple of days of practice.
And Coach Traylor was just telling us that there could be an opportunity for you to be featured a little bit more, used a little bit differently this year. Do you anticipate any kind of differences in that?
Yeah, I do. It's a lot more, just use a lot more versatility with me. I understand the game very well. I'm trying to be a student of the game at all times, both on the front end and the back end. And I just, it's just cool that they trust me enough to be able to do more things and just be able to help the team even more. So, yeah.
One of the things Coach Traylor mentioned to us was that he wants the guys who are returning for that extra year to sort of uplift the culture, to take that to another level. What does that mean to you, or how do you try to embody that?
Like I said, it starts with us. So at the end of the day, like Coach Traylor, Coach Lep, Coach, Wright, all those, the coaches, they don't play a snap. So they tell us what to do and we have to execute it to our perfect and best ability. And so with it being starting with us, I feel like, that also means that we should be the ones that put that pressure on each other to make each other better.
In general, what do you guys want to get out of this spring season, being that it's your first opportunity to play a spring practice season under this coaching staff?
Just take in coaching, take in teaching, being able to make ourselves better, make each other better, just allowing one another to be able to, just reach our full potentials. Because at the end of the day, I mean, you're your biggest coach. So you being your biggest coach, I mean, yeah, the season's going to come around quick. So you want to be able to get everything you can out of these opportunities that you have, being able to put on pads and being able to play football, being able to do things, being able to see, read, recognize plays, and just being able to just keep on doing the things that will make us be better. So that's really the biggest thing for us.
And there's so much familiarity on the roster with all the guys coming back. Does that make that process a little bit easier? Does that kind of smooth things over this time of year?
Yeah, it does. A lot of guys being able, we had a lot of returning starters, and the lingo and the language for us is still the same. So that makes things a lot easier. It allows us to be able to go out and just play our game a lot better and a lot, smoother, a lot faster. It allows more time with us to be with the coaches. Like you said, we didn't have this last season due to COVID. So being able to take these extra hours, these extra steps, to be able to understand and recognize and have this extra time with the coaches is just so great.